Because of you.
No, it's because we decided that we still have some arguments about it, but we decided to move it from the top level of the modular to be in the Applicaster SDK. And as you can see, we had to do it because of the analytics and the player manager, that we had to do some sort of hacks to be able to initialize the plugins from different places. So it was better to move to the Android SDK. And Simon is here with me. He basically wrote the infrastructure for the plugin manager, and I will let him do the talking. You see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
the plugin manager was created to parse the plugin configuration JSON that arrives from Zapp and allows the application to replace various components dynamically. For example, the first plugin I created was the root. It is the manager that controls what type of menu will be, for example, or what type of navigation bar. And when the application is built from Zapp, the user can choose a different route. So this plugin manager is the bridge between the selection that was made in Zapp to the actual results that will be seen in the client. This package contains a few small classes. The basic one is the loader and the parser, which the loader simply loads the file from the local from the project resources. The one comment is that currently the plugin configuration file is not copied during the build process. We need to add something to the Ruby files that will perform this. So
let's talk about it after and add what is needed.
Okay. Then the second basic class is the parser. It simply parses the plugin's configurations into a local data type. Nothing special here, simply JSON parsing. The data type that is exposed to the application is called a plugin. It contains the class name. Before that, I will show a simple JSON.
Can you show it maybe from Zapp that we will see?
You want to see it directly from Zapp, or no? Just around configuration, maybe. למה? לא, אמריקה. דיברנו על זה, אבל צריך לראות איך פותרים את זה. There's one there. No, not this one. Oh, yeah. It will be the something.
So this is a simple JSON. It contains an array, currently only one, of plugins. The important part is the class name. This is what actually tells the manager what class to load using reflection and use it as the plugin main, so-called, and also the type. We have currently 3 types of plugins: the root, the analytics, and Sergey is working on the player plugin. Also, each plugin contains its own configuration that should be the key. It is a key value map, so the key names should be decided both, so the client will know the key names because they are created by the user who uploads the plugin, so the client needs to know the keys.
Okay.
This JSON is converted using the parser into this plugin data type, and the plugin manager creates a list of all the plugins he parsed from this JSON. So, for example, I have the generic root activity. Generic intro activity uses the plugin manager to initialize the root. Here, inside this method, load navigation data, I get the plugin manager, which is a singleton in the application. I request an initiated plugin. What is an initiated plugin? It's a plugin that was already loaded using the class name. As you've seen, for example, this class name, the plugin manager uses reflection and creates a new instance. So this is a convenience method to get without using reflection for each class separately. I created this convenience method, and
About it, I didn't understand.
You have from the JSON you received the class name. This is the plugin class. So now you need to somehow load the actual class during the runtime. So your options is to use reflection. So you can so instead of doing reflection for each plugin separately, I created this method that does it for you. So if you need, for example, an instance of the root, you can do a get initiated plugin with the type root manager, and you will receive the appropriate instance. You have it inside the initiated plugin instance member.
What happens if I have two plugins
By type?
Okay. Yeah.
with the same
So
type?
for that we had this issue with analytics and player. We added another method called get initiated plugins. So you do the same thing. You pass a type, and you receive a list of initiated plugins, and then you can do the same thing like here. It's
I know to get it by name or something or ID or.
the ID is the type. For example, if I need analytics, I will send here type analytics.
Yeah, I understand. Then you're getting a list of plugins.
Yes,
Yeah,
that are with that type.
Yeah.
For the player, we have a
Player type.
player type, yes.
And I think there will be only one extra player for.
Because basically everything will be a
It
list.
can be. It can be a list, but yeah.
Eventually
No,
everything will
For
be.
the root, there is only one root, so I need to use the single method. If you have a few types, you can use the plugins with an S, and you get a list. This initiated plugin class contains two members. The first is the actual instance, and the second is the parsed configuration that you saw here. The key values are converted to a map, and you can use your newly created instance and pass the configuration to it. For example, for the root, I created a method called sendConfiguration that takes keys from the map and configures itself.
Okay. Well,
Any questions?
Can you explain me the process or us the process of creating a new plugin? Like what will be the
And a new type.
A new plugin
yeah,
type.
yeah, first a new plugin. Let's start. First, I want to create a new plugin. Then the second question is about if I want to do a new plugin type, what will be my interface? Is there something generic or I need to create my own interface? Let's say tomorrow I'm doing a payments plugin, but let's
Okay,
start one
so
by one.
for example, for the root, I created an example root manager called the tab manager, and the first thing you need to decide is the UI tag that will be used for loading the collection. So
because it's a UI.
yeah, so there's a bug here. It should be tab bar collection, and then in the CMS I create this new collection. I have first of all, each plugin should contain its own base interface. So for the root, I showed you last time that there is the root activity manager interface, and my new root should implement it. So the tab bar implements all the necessary methods, the configuration that you saw. I use the keys for the tab bar that coming from here. And I have the preload content, but this is all specific for the root. If I have, for example, the analytics plugin, I will have a base analytics interface, and each of my analytics will implement this interface. And when I will load the plugin using the manager, I will have a reference to this interface, and of course I shouldn't in the application I shouldn't be accessing the concrete instances, but only using the base interface.
Of the plugin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can use the plugin manager at any point to initialize your plugins. For example, I initialize the root inside the generic intro activity, but I can initialize the analytics plugins in a different place. For example, during when I get the account loading callback, I can do it there. It doesn't matter. So creating a plugin is specific to the plugin you want to create. All you have to do is implement the base interface.
And the configuration.
Yeah. Currently, for example, for the root, we have a new model called the Zapp root, and inside you have the so-called default managers that are the side menu and the two-sided top bar, which is the no side menu option. If you want to create a new root that is has an external source, you can create it on Zapp and upload your רגע, צריך לנו? Yeah, you need to upload your new plugin to Zapp, and inside your plugin manifest, you will have a dependency field that is the Maven URL, and then the Ruby scripts take that dependency and inject it inside the application build Gradle. So you have two options: either to add your new root inside the Zapp root, or use an external project. So if you want to add a new type of plugin, you need to also add it to the plugin types enum, and the enum is for convenience. Of course, you can you can loop through all the plugins and search manually, but I think it's better if we have all the types inside this enum. So if we need a new type, for example, I don't know, a new navigation bar plugin, so I will add it here. And then the process is the same. I can create a new module and add my base interface inside, and the rest should be the same. I can use the plugin manager to load instances of my new plugin.
Can we create a documentation for it? It's very basic, but it's important, I think.
Okay, we can add it.
Okay. Like how to create, you have it
for the
root,
yeah,
but
for the root I have
but maybe something more generalized. Like
okay.
I don't know. In general, what is the process to create a new plugin type or a new plugin or whatever?
Okay.
Because it might the purpose is that any not only internal developer would be able to create a plugin. This is why it's important. It should be a documentation that will be published in our developer portal. Because tomorrow we want to give a third teeth to develop a new plugin and to have this ability.
Okay.
Cool. I want to show what is the process of the technical process of create a new plugin and upload it to Zapp. Because the way it works, I assume that someone that did not do that before doesn't know how it works. So Sergey will be changed to be the presenter. Okay. So do you see my screen?
Yes.
So 1 second. So in order to create a plugin in Zapp, you need to have some kind of a contract. This contract is called a manifest, and there is a tool that explain or allows you to create this manifest and upload and publish it to Zapp. So let's start from here. Okay, so I will follow the README that I have here, and I will explain what's happening. So Let's first start from here. Better. So there is a section that currently is very basic. Soon it will be a little bit more broad, but there is a section that's called plugin, and it shows all the plugins that exist in the system. The only way to create once you create a plugin, basically for existing plugins, you can go to an app, doesn't matter, and you go to a version and you can add these plugins. You can choose according to your platform. So, for example, when I'm editing the general information of a version, I can add the plugin that were created by the plugins creator. So all these lists that includes the type, the platform, there is an option to choose it inside. And after this, you can have specific configurations for each plugin. This is what Sergey showed, the key value mapping that would show, for example, don't know, I think ProSieben has something like that. I think, sure, let's try. So yeah, inside you have a specific configuration. So for example, if you want to create some kind of a specific key for a specific provider, you're able to override it here. And this is the general configuration currently. Now let's go to the process of how to create and what it is. So when you want to, if you are a plugin creator and you want to create a plugin, you need to somehow upload your plugin here. The way it works, that you provide Zapp a manifest, some kind of a contract that allows you to use this plugin and defines the metadata of the plugin. So basically, the manifest includes the author name of the plugin, the manifest version, some identifier, and the things that Simon talked about. The dependency repository URL, so I don't know, Maven, Jetpack, whatever. The dependency name and the version. From this, I create the dependency name for and this dependency is injected to the build Gradle, and then some ProGuard rules if needed. Most of the time will not be needed. And then you have the key value that I just show you here. This is the definition of the key value. So you have a section, you have a type, and basically I'm not sure that the section is even in use. You have the type and the key. And the type could be, is the type, and the field type could be either a text or a text area or a drop down or a checkbox. So how we generate and how we publish it. So you need to go to the Zappifest repository. I'm posting it now in the.
Ran, can we talk a second on the JSON itself or in the end?
Let me finish the flow and then we will talk whatever you want. So this tool is very basic. It just it's a tutorial of creating a manifest and publishing it. So just follow the instruction to install it. Make sure that before every time that you're using it, you're running these two commands, brew update and brew upgrade, because it's on continuous improvement. It's beta now. Till it will be completely stable and finished with what you want to do. So please run these two commands. This thing you run only once. And I will show an example. So if I'm running Zappifest init, then it starts guiding me step by step. So author name doesn't matter. You need to put your name because we need to know who is the one that created it. Doesn't matter. The version of the manifest, it will be in use in the future for deprecation or stuff like that. The plugin name, I don't know, plugin test, description is optional, put a description, it's important. And then you have types. So currently we have 5 types. So Simon, you can add it already to your enums. So we have player, we have menu, analytics, payments, and auth providers. Let's say that I want to choose a player, it doesn't matter. My platform is Android. Repository URL is needed if you are hosting your plugin in something else than what we use already in the modular, which is Maven Central. So if you don't use anything else, you can skip it. The package name, I don't know, Chrome test, the version, and then we are talking about the class name, which is the API that Simon showed. So I don't know, Chrome test, for example. And then custom ProGuard rules, let's say no. And then this is the section that asks you if you want to add custom fields. So as I showed before, if, for example, you need something that is specific for version or for app that is not general. For example, if I look here, you have the player that is generic for everything, or the root that will be generic for everything or not, I don't know. But then you have specific definitions for analytics that is specific for an app. So I will show all the options that we have. So let's say I want to add 4 custom fields, and these are the options that you have. You have text, checkbox, text area, and dropdown. And if I want to do, I don't know, let's say the first one is text, and what is the key for it? So text key, for example. And then the second will be checkbox, and it will be checkbox key. And text area is a field that allows you to do multi-line data. So, for example, if you need someone to paste a JSON file, choose a text area. And the key, text area key, and a drop down. And for drop down, you need to provide options. A drop down is a select box. It's like to choose from a list. And then you need to put the options. So option 1 and option 2, for example. And that's it. And what it does, it just creates a file that is called plugin manifest.json in your current repository. So as you can see, just create a JSON, which basically you can create yourself, but I urge you to use the tool because it guides you and it doesn't make any mistakes like I encountered before. So use it. And it just creates a JSON. Once you have the JSON, you need to publish it. You can see that you have the publish command. So Zappy, you need to do Zappy first, publish. I think you have help for everything. For the options, yeah. So what you need to do with the publish is you can do 2 things. First, you can create new one, or second, you can update an existing one. If you want to create a new one, you need to give the option of the manifest and the path to the manifest. And you need to give an access token, which you generate in the accounts, in Applicaster accounts. I will show it. You're with me? I hope I'm not talking to myself.
Yes, I'm with you, but
1 second.
I can say in general
Yeah.
that this is nice, but I think you should take this video and add it as documentation in the GitHub for the description instead of doing it here. This is like technical process. I think it's great to see it on video, but I'm not sure this is the right thing.
I don't understand your comment. What do you mean? I'm not sure it's the right thing.
My comment is, this is technical process, what you're doing right now. This technical process is great to see it on video, and I think it's very important to video it and record it and put it in the GitHub link that you can see someone doing that. But in the tech talk, I believe we should speak tech.
There is a conflict in your sentence, but okay. Because you said this is a technical process, and in the weekly we need to talk about tech. So doesn't matter. Anyway, I think it's important enough to show it here because it's the week, the one time in the week that we are all gathered together, and it will solve a lot of questions. Generally, I don't think that it's needed to show it at all because the documentation is good enough. But if we are all here and to summarize everything from the implementation that Simon showed to the process of creating it, I think it sums up everything.
I agree, but just tech, it's meaning technology and not technical.
So I will change the name of the weekly for weekly because the purpose of the weekly conversation is it has three purposes. First is to talk about things that we think that are important enough for all the people, this 1 hour that we have per week, that everyone will, that everybody is supposed to participate and see what we have together. The second thing is to kind of sync between the things that we're doing. And the third part is to show new things and new stuff and I don't know, and general, more general stuff. So I think it is part of the essence of this conversation. So I disagree with you completely. But anyways, I'm finishing just showing because I think it's very important. So anyways, under your user, so for example, I will go to my user in Applicaster accounts, and I'm finishing. You can generate yourself a token. Here, you just add a token and you create it, and then you just copy paste it. So that's it. If you want to update a plugin, you just need to give the plugin ID, and the plugin ID appears in Zapp in the list. This is the ID. So this is the complete process of generating a new plugin to Zapp, and as we saw in the beginning, the implementation done by Simon. Now, if Ruven want to ask me something, so I'll be happy to listen.
Hi. A few questions, actually. I've been working with the plugins already on iOS. Now, on iOS, what I did is just downloading the current manifest, editing it on my computer, and then uploading it back to Zapp. Do I have option to do it if I have a small change or something instead of go over all this process?
The plugin you can
check. Just upload the JSON. Just upload the file with JSON.
So the manifest in the your.
Yeah, you take your manifest and just run the Zappifest publish with your plugin ID and the manifest. You don't need to do this tutorial complete.
Do you have UI option to do it without this Zapp tool?
No.
But there was.
There was, and it was removed.
But it was if you were the creator of the plugin on iOS.
Yeah, it was removed because it's not needed. It's just to publish. You can.
So it was removed also for iOS.
It was removed in general in Zapp, and all this section that I don't know if you see my screen or not, but in the plugin section, it will be changed soon. So it will be constantly changing. For a plugin developer, use the tool. And as I said, you don't need to create the manifest. You just can publish. You can do it manually, whatever you want. You know, just edit your JSON. I don't know. If, for example, you made a mistake, you want to change the version. I don't know. So do it and publish.
Okay,
That's it.
so how can I show my screen? I want to show my
I will
the
put you as
project.
a presenter. 1 second.
I have 3 screens. It will be interesting to see which one.
Now you are a
I
presenter, so you need
okay.
to.
Do you see my
Rega,
Android Studio? And
and I
wait,
I don't see.
now.
Now I see. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, about ProGuard, okay, all the plugins are modules. All the modules are have option today on Android Studio to define consumer ProGuard files. Okay, this file, if there are some of you that doesn't know it, okay, this is the way we do it now. We don't copy paste ProGuards from modules because module can define the ProGuard file. Okay, it's the same file basically used when running Minify. Okay, so it declares the ProGuard file in this way, and this basically, when building the AAR, it automatically puts the ProGuard file into the build directory, and all the apps or libs that uses US dependency are appending this ProGuard rules automatically. So basically, the ProGuard section today, with our knowledge, is you
Redundant.
shouldn't use it unless you
Redundant.
have any other option, okay?
Yeah,
Because
I
if
agree.
I'm the NeonKit player adapter, so I have a ProGuard file, I'm declaring consumer ProGuard files, and there is no need to add another rule in the plugin level. So this is one about the ProGuard. So please try not
Okay,
to use the ProGuard rules area.
Agree.
we still
And if it will work, we can deprecate this area. Okay, everybody aware of this flag?
No, the first time I see it, but a question. We still need a Manify enable? The other one?
Minify enabled?
Yeah.
When you define this consumer ProGuard file, it doesn't matter if you do true or false or whatever, the the non-minified items, the rules that you define here will be always consistent. So basically, it's your decision. When uploading basically to bin tray or something, yeah, all the plugins are like modules, closed ones. So when uploading, use Minify because it will be a closed one. I'm just debugging, so I changed it to false. But it doesn't really matter. The thing is that once you define this shit, so all your rules are appended in all the modules that adds you like dependency. So it will
No,
work
but I
either
think,
way.
I
think
didn't
it
understand. So we
Uh,
don't need this plugin.
huh?
דבר דרור,
Do we
דבר.
do we need the Manify enable?
Yes, yes, you need a Minify enable
Your
because
decision.
no, it's not. It's of course, yeah, everything is the decision, but in general, a package should be as smaller as possible. So you should put the Minify enable because I don't. Let's say, as a plugin developer, you cannot lay on someone else that will be handling your Minify. So your package should be minified and expose only the things that are needed.
Yes and no, because like we know the app is minifying. So basically, and we know the plugin is used only in the modular app. So
Today it's minifying,
basically
but
it will be
tomorrow no.
minified anyway. So yeah, but it
It,
doesn't
but
really matter. כאילו, better
the
to
No,
use
let
minify as convention, but
no, I'm
the
asking it because let's say I'm doing integration and they are not okay. If they are not putting this line, the in the
I
default
talked with Kariti already about the feed integration. Okay, today with the latest SDK, okay, there is no need to add even one ProGuard rule in the ProGuard file because the SDK publishes, and the SDK and the feed publishes their own ProGuard files. So basically, everyone that adds the Maven repository gets the ProGuard automatically. So there is no need to touch any ProGuard file when you integrate feed or Cosmates.
even if they are not putting in the default configuration this line.
It which line? No, this one is done in the SDK. Okay, you
I
see? Every module takes care of itself. Okay, SDK publishes. This is publishing the ProGuard rules. Okay, now when I go, I'll give you an example. When I go to app, build, intermediates, exploded AR, let's go, for example, to the SDK. Com applicaster, Zapp, applicaster. It doesn't matter if closed or opened. Yeah, it's the same. AAR is AAR. If you go here, once we didn't have ProGuard file. Now you can see it takes your ProGuard file, it renames it to the standard for AAR, and when you open it, it will be exactly the same thing, exactly the same content as the ProGuard file in the SDK. Okay? Exactly the same thing. So basically, the SDK takes care of its own code. IMA takes care of his own code. Facebook takes care of his own minify. Okay. Now that saved us plenty of lines in the ProGuard files, and also saved us a lot of methods because now every module takes care of itself. Okay. So
again,
when you,
I didn't understand. So why we need both to put also in the AR and also in the Manify?
No. The AAR, I showed you the build directory. Okay,
yeah, I know.
this is the build directory. Okay, it does it automatically. Once you define this line in the SDK or in any module, when it builds the AAR, it automatically put ProGuard file. Okay, it automatically put ProGuard file inside your AAR. Okay.
Okay, I
This
understand.
is the same thing that is uploaded to build tray.
I'm asking about
Android Studio knows to take this ProGuard file when you compile the app level, and knows to take the ProGuard file and use it.
Not Android Studio, the general build process.
The compiler, Android
Yeah.
compiler, has compiler. Yeah.
Okay, I still didn't understand why we need the Manify. I didn't understand why we need both.
What do you mean both?
I think I understood the question. Ruben,
we put the Manify
no, can I explain 1 second? I think I understand the question.
No. The consumer is only when someone adds you as dependency. This is when you compile it directly. Okay, release compile, for example.
Okay.
Okay, this one only declares in the AAR, and this one compiles you to jar. It's not the same. This one produces jar. Okay, it's
for debugging, basically.
No. 1 second. I think I understood the question. Look, the consumer ProGuard files line, it tells the module itself, I'm now declaring what is my ProGuard file. And then each project that add this module as a dependency will use this ProGuard file. Okay? Instead of going to the root project and add all these ProGuard rules, the module itself exposing it out. This is one thing.
For example, this is the ProGuard rules for NeonKit adapter. That's it. Even though it uses SDK and POSIBEN's module, it doesn't have anything besides its public class.
This one I understand.
And the second one is if you are compiling now the module yourself. It's like if you are not using an AAR, okay? This consumer ProGuard file it's very simple. It takes the ProGuard file of the project and it puts it in the AAR that it published. The other one is related to your build types. When you run build debug, when you put minified enable false or true, in your build debug or build release, it will put minified true or false according to what you said. And this
so basically it's for the debugging stage.
Basically, this is standard, okay? As you see it now, ProGuard rules Pro, ProGuard rules Pro, ProGuard rules Pro, and please don't forget this. okay? Because this takes from the Android SDK the default program file, which contains lots of shit like activities, build config, and whatever. So please use both, okay? But when you publish, you need to publish only this one.
Okay.
What you mean publish?
Okay, so this is about,
I don't understand.
So this is the,
I don't understand this too. I didn't understand why we should put it twice. I'm sorry.
One is for debug. This is when you develop.
it serves different purpose. This is this is copy pastes the program and renames it and put it in the AAR. This one, okay, is what to use when you actually minifying. Okay, it can be different. For example, why? Let's say I'm doing a reflection. Okay, let's say I'm doing a reflection. I can't think of an example, but basically I can put here different program file. Okay, maybe there's a reason to do it. Reflection is not a good reason because it happens in runtime, but
I think I have.
Basically, this is how
can
it
I
is
explain,
done.
Ruben? I think I have an example. Okay, build types, as you know, it can create different flavors. Okay, when you are doing consumer program files and you put the program file, it exposes it to your AAR. It's completely detached from the build type flavors. Okay, because in my flavors I can do whatever I want. It's not related to the publishing. Then when you put the consumer program files, it's for publishing purposes configuration. So if you're putting it there, you are saying these are the program rules that I want to expose to everyone that wants to consume me. This is one thing. The second thing is related to the way I build the project in my own flavors. So in the build types, you can put whatever you want, basically. Okay, the one is
for encapsulation.
But again, it's wait. I think we are going too deep. Okay, the idea is. I think we go too deep. Okay, basically, this is the standard as I know. Okay, about how, why, and whatever, you can all like open Google and ask it, okay?
Yeah.
Because the important thing I wanted to clear is that every module should take care of his own program rules, okay? If you find out that this is unnecessary or something, okay, so whatever. But the important thing is I wanted to clear that instead of using the Zapp option to add program rules, use it correctly with consumer program files, and then you don't need it, just like I did it, for example, for NeonKit. Okay, so that was the first one. Okay, so if anyone is curious about this, is more than welcome to explain it on next Tech Talk. Next thing, I just want to make sure, because I did a lot of playing here, okay? For example, in order to use this dependency, okay, I need to add another Maven source, okay? So I want to make it clear how it is done. Now, this, I tried to play with it a lot. This one didn't work, okay? For now, I managed only to add it to the app level in order to make it work. I'm still playing with it a bit to find a solution to do it also inside the module, so we want to make it dirty.
I don't think you can.
Okay, but for now I didn't find a solution.
Ruben, because I
was playing with it a bit. Basically, this one works, but is limiting to compile. If you do provided, so it works, but if you do compile, it didn't find the symbol. So I don't know, I'm still playing with it, but in any case, for now, with what we have, how can I add this, for example, and possibly another one, if the client says 2, for example, dependencies, okay, how can I add these ones to the app level?
You have it in the configuration. Here, I show I'm taking the screen 1 second.
Yeah,
Okay?
you can take the screen. I finished. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. You see this dependency repositories URL? This is what you should put there.
Oh, it's array.
It's array. Exactly.
Okay. I thought it's one URL. Okay. So if it's
No.
array, so all good.
So
And,
you
and,
can.
and I'm just copy paste and put the exact JSON that I get from them. Oh wait, but I have Maven URL and credentials
Only the
also.
URL. It's only the URL.
It's a
But I have
URL.
credentials.
So you
They have
want.
username password.
Okay, good. So we will add it here that it will be an object. Good to know. Good use case. And I will add it to the plugin that you will be able to put here a JSON. Not a JSON, URL and credentials. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, it makes it complicated. Okay, I'll still keep a bit researching if I can do it somehow from the
I'm not
module.
sure that you are
Because
able,
it's
but if
taking
you will
time.
find a solution.
Yeah,
Why?
because
Each
it like
plugin
almost worked for me, but what?
each plugin has one URL. Why you need
No,
No,
it
but
needs
I have
credentials. It needs
I have
credentials.
this. I don't know how to edge it. I
I
have
will.
this.
Wait, I don't see your
Okay,
screen.
with
Now,
credentials, just like Applicaster.
Yeah,
wait.
understand. Oh,
Okay, סבבה. So anything
So we
else?
will add the credentials, Ruben. I will talk to you and we will add it. It's not a
סבבה,
big
אני
deal.
בינתיים מנסה. I will still keep playing with it a bit to try to find a solution. Because it
no,
makes
it's
it
not
like,
possible to do it.
it makes it very complicated.
I don't think it's possible to do it from in the module itself.
We
Me
do it
neither.
for some of, I don't know, because we do it for Jack, for all the, all the plugins that we run. So I guess there is an option to do it, but I need to find it. We do it for command weight library. We do it for plenty of things.
Okay,
But
so check.
the issue is that it's not script, it's compile. It's a bit different.
Yeah.
For script, you can do it, but
So Ruben, let's talk about it in
סבבה.
next. You do a little bit more research, and when you say that you are tired of the research, we will decide what we implement. Okay?
סבבה. טוב.
Cool. So I
I'm
will
done.
publish this talk soon.
I just have one question. I have a question,
Shoot.
please.
Shoot.
2 minutes. I build a plugin that depends on the SDK. Now, when it's generated and it's put the Maven URL in the build Gradle, I think I should add explicit the SDK level. That it will not contain the SDK level when it's generate the application, when it's build the application. There is
אני
a
לא
way
הבנתי
to do
כלום.
it right now?
I didn't understand anything.
When did you
גם לא הבנתי.
You want to
explain it again?
the SDK is provided.
So, for example, I build the Flurry plugins, and its dependency is on the SDK. And because it depends on the SDK, when I'm generated, it's like take the SDK level twice. One from my plugin, and the second is because the generic have the SDK. So
Do it provided.
So put
I need to
provided
explain.
inside your plugin. Put provided
I
inside
try
your
to do
plugin.
it. Yes, I try to do it provided.
No, you can't provided AR. It's not possible.
It is possible. Go. זה אותו דבר
It's
כמו
not
compile
possible. I
bלי
tried
סימבול.
to do it yesterday night. And it's failed because I put the SDK as provided. By the way, this is the reason it's failed yesterday and didn't succeed. Is whoever helped me yesterday?
No, but you need to do two things.
But שנייה, you are wrong. It is possible because I did it. Okay, I did it with IMA. I did the IMA provided inside the SDK, which is library, and I added the IMA in a different levels. So how can you say it is not possible? You did it yourself.
Yes, but it's maybe. Did you push your
module to the Circle CI?
Yeah,
Okay, so I will speak to you
it was
later
like
about
that before. There
Talk
was a
between
time
you
that it
guys.
was.
I think that you have the solution between yourselves. So
Yes, yes. Thank you. Okay, thanks.
cool. So
Oh,
if there is a volunteer for next week about something that someone wants to talk, it would be great. If not, tomorrow, Thursday, we will decide together what we're going to talk
I
about.
would like to talk a little bit about the player to understand what's going on there. I know that Woven is working on it, and Sergey, and
Sergey, did you finish it?
No, I haven't finished it.
just to understand what is the high level or something.
I would like to speak about all the relationship between the ARR and the Gradle and all this process. I don't believe I'm
Cool.
familiar with it.
So there is a documentation that I will, a document that I will publish again. Put all your subjects there. I will publish it now. Write your subjects there, and we will decide. Or we talk about couple. Depends on the time that we'll have.
Okay.
Cool. So have a nice day, and I will notify you when I will publish everything.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.